Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is Abby with Abby Reviews, and this is going to be my review for The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, episode 3, season 1. This episode was released early. I believe it was due to the holidays. I'm just now getting around to it, so let's jump into it.
Pause. Already we done started with foolishness. So Meredith is in the car with her baby and her husband, right? And so she says to the baby, she says, you gotta work on your 10 commandments. She said, you gotta work on your 10 commandments. Give me at least 2. This baby said, thou shalt not smoke and thou shalt not do bad stuff. Now those are not 2 of the commandments. But when she asked him for examples of what's bad stuff, he said, don't watch porn. I'm sorry, excuse me. You're all of 45 seconds old. Why do you know what porn is, young man? Why? What in God's name? Help me, Jesus. I had to pause real quick before they went to something else. I don't even know who this is, but it is snowing. Like, instead of rain coming out of the sky heavy, it's snow. Bitch, why do you have these shoes on? I want you to look at the shoes of the person who came out around the corner to get with the umbrella. And then I want you to look at your feet. What is happening here, daughter? What, niece? Where your sense at? Okay, pause before we get too far into Heather's house. So Whitney and I believe that was her sister. They looked incredibly alike. Same haircut and everything. Or could be your best friend. I don't know. But she goes into this antique store and she's like, yes, I want to hold an event. And the man is like, at an antique store? And she's like, yeah. And he was like, what kind of event? And she was like, a wet event, not dry. And he's like, during Prohibition, this was a dry town. And she was like, yeah. And so he goes over to the bookcase. It opens up and it's a door. There's a speakeasy back there, the whole event space. Really, really cool. I would love to do something like that. That's amazing. Okay, I really want to go back to her confessional look because that contour and bronzer is ridiculous. It's harsh. What's happening? Jesus Christ. All right, so I don't always agree with Jen. I think she can be a little selfish and a little cuckoo bird, but she was very correct when she was telling Heather. She's like, so you would have rather stayed married and the marriage not be good, and just because you're Mormon and you don't get a divorce, you would have rather stayed married. And Heather was like, yes, because that's all she's known, that you get married and y'all stay married. So she was like, yes. She was like, no, but you have 3 daughters. And is that what you want to teach them? That they just have to become a robot and just keep soldiering along regardless of if they're happy or not? Heather has literally said she doesn't think she's ever been in love with anyone. That's very sad. It's very sad. Pause. Mom and dad. Okay, so Heather is talking about the divorce with her husband and how she felt she had folded down and hidden away all of her to be this perfect wife to this man that she chose to be her husband, just for him to turn around and say, whatever you have molded yourself into, I don't want it. It doesn't matter the parts that you cut off to fit into this cookie cutter perfect wife and mother. That's not good enough. I don't want that. And I'm leaving you. And it broke her. Rightfully so. Okay, I really want to go back to her confessional look because that contour and bronzer is ridiculous. It's harsh. What's happening? Jesus Christ. What the hell? Okay, so Lisa took her son out for a driving lesson. I know this was a bane of existence when my kids started to drive. My nerves was bad. My blood pressure went up. But he seemed to do a good job, and she had him drive her to 7-Eleven just for him, and they gave him her drink order and said, go inside and get my drink. Children, this is why we love when you actually do get your license and can drive, because then we just have our own personal Uber Eats driver. Go get with me what I need and come back. Thank you. I don't know what the hell Mary's got on her body right now. We'll see. Hold on. We're going to pause this. What is happening? Daughter, what? What go? What gone on? What happened? Girl, you can't be rich and first lady and your hair look like this and you outside. No, ma'am. Ma'am. As a representation of black women, we call foul and we are about to trade you. What in God's good, blessed, omnipotent, matchless name is going on your head, darling? Now, not that I could talk today because my hair is messy, but it's purposeful messy. Like, just got out of bed, tousled, want to be cute messy. Who is doing your hair? Who is responsible for this? We need to know their names so they never do it again. I'm not gonna give you too much because it's the first season and maybe I don't have the budget. No, ma'am. Absolutely not.
My step-grandfather.
Pause. So, the fact that she's in an arranged marriage, like she has to stay married to this man in order to continue to have her grandmother's inheritance in the church and all that stuff? Or is there a time limit? Surely he got to die off before you can, like she said, they're in a partnership. They're not even in a, she's like, that's not even my friend. Like, we in this together. We have a kid, so we co-parent and we good friends. They're in a whole partnership, which means that you possibly do not like this person. That's so weird. Surely there should be some term limits on how long you have to stay in this marriage. It's so weird.
Chloe and I saw part.
When did this child become the adult in this situation? And what bills is he contributing to make it like he has a say in what goes on in this woman's house? Are you paying any of the bills? Or you got stuff? You got 5 on the rent, light bill, any of the food that you were pulling out of my refrigerator, any of the light switches, any of the baths you take? You paying for any of the water? If you don't go sit your little, oh God, the caucasity of this whole thing, because you'd have got busted in your mouth if you even looked like you wanted to come out your mouth and to inform me of what company I can and cannot have in the home that I pay for. What the hell? If you do not like it, you are more than welcome, because you are old enough to go outside. Okay, we're gonna pause because, oh God. Okay, so what's the girl's name? Her daddy, Brittany, I want to say her name is. Little short hair blonde girl who was an adulteress. She brought her pill popping daddy to the church of Why in the Hell in God and Christ. And she got up there and they had service, and despite who the messenger is, the message is still the same. And the Lord puts you right where He wants you to be able to get and hear what you need. And I thought it was a wonderful experience for her dad. You could tell he was visibly moved. Also, Meredith was there at the church to partake in services. So it was really lovely. It was really lovely, and I appreciated that. Pause.
Absolutely.
So this narcissistic heifer is mad that her friend texted her and said, hey, I know we were supposed to have a sleepover, but my daughter wants to spend some time with me on the last night before she goes back to college, and you have an issue. Why do you have an issue with that? Why is that an issue for you? The entitlement of it all. Pause.
I took my father.
Let me be very clear. Jen, nobody made a comment about your aunt. They made a comment about a smell, not your aunt. And the fact that you are still dragging this and carrying it is just because you're a big fat drama queen who has nothing else to talk about. So you're finding, oh, Jesus, fix it, God. You are finding the most minute detail and twisting it to fit your narrative. Nobody said anything about your aunt. Now, she said if you had seen the confessional when she said your aunt's legs were cut off, I would 100% agree with you. But you haven't seen that. That hasn't happened yet. So for you to have this type of attitude is absolutely, utterly ridiculous. Okay. So we're going to pause
Next.
on, because that's the end of the episode. Thank God.
I would just like to say before I dig into her ass, Jen, your face, your hair, your outfit, flaw, tens, chef's kiss. Bitch, you did that. Now, what I'm going to give you is when props are deserved, props will be given. Bitch, you did that. That tapestry, fabric on the dress, the pearls in the back, that makeup, that hairdo, everything was, but you paid enough money to make it so. Here's the thing, bitch. You not that girl to be able to make people choose who they want to be friends with. These are grown adults, darling. And how are you not a grown adult to where even if you and Mary don't get along, even though she apologized, even though you are taking it too far with this, now she was talking about your aunt when she was not. All of a sudden you drawing lines and saying they got to be my friend or they got to be her friend. But they don't have to choose. Yes, they do, liar. That's what you're making people do. You're making them choose. And it's not cute, nor is it appropriate. You're too old. Grow up. And this is the final episode. Now we about to... So here are my final thoughts of this episode. It was extremely long. It took me 2 weeks to actually finish this review. Hopefully I can find the clips from the first half of this episode so y'all get that and not just the back half because I'm tired and I need a nap. But this is long. Some of you women are too old to be acting like this. Like, how does somebody have you? Oh, you either my friend or you're her friend. Listen, I am trusting you to be a grown adult. If you know that I don't fuck with that person, that you don't discuss me with that person when you're with them, nor do you allow them to bring me into your conversations, talk shit about me, just like I would expect you to do the same for them when you're in my presence. Point blank, period, the end. This make a person choose, you're my friend or you're no, stupid. It's just stupid. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a kin. And now I'm going to have to slug through episode 4. Peace out.